So today we're going to talk about kind of the opposite of what we've been talking. We've been talking about whole numbers divided by parts. So if I have a whole or a larger amount and I have to split it up with the group size, this time I have to split it up among people or split it up in groups. So I have a number and I have to split it into two parts. So let's look at how I can do that with a model. So this is my preferred method for this one. Grids is not usually, or the hundreds grids are not my preferred method for this one, but we'll still practice it because some of you may like it. So this one the problem's already written for us, so I have 90 cents and I have to split it among two people. So first I'm going to draw it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is 9/10, 90 cents, 9/10, or 90 hundredths. But instead of drawing 90 little units, that would take forever. So I'm splitting it into two. So to do that, I'm going to draw two groups. This is how many groups I have. So I'm going to draw it into two groups. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divvy them out. One for you, one for me. One for you, one for me. So all I'm doing is giving one to each pot, and I'm crossing them off as I do it. One for me, one for you. One for me, one for you. One to the first group, one to the second group. So I have one left. I can't do that. I can't split that up into groups. So what I'm going to do is trade it. We know that 1/10 equals 10 hundredths. 1 rod equals 10 bits. So I'm going to give 5 to this group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to this group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what did I do? I split them up one to each, one to each, one to each. And then the leftovers, I only had one, so I had to split it up. And then I gave 5 to this one and 5 to this one. I knew that was how it was going to work out because it was 2. So now I have to count one, circle to find your answer. So when you divide, you're looking for what goes into one group. What does one person get? Each person's going to get, no holes, I don't see any holes. Each person's going to get 4/10, 5 hundredths. So half of 90 cents is 45 cents. That makes sense. Some of you may have already known that to begin with. Let's practice it again. This time I have 27 hundredths. So I have 2/10 and 7 dimes. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I have to split this into 9 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see if I did this right. 2/10, 7 hundredths. I always put them into groups of like 5, 6, 7, so I try to keep them organized by 5s and 10s. Then I made 9 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, let me take my tenths. Do I have enough tenths to give everybody one? No, I only have 10, so that would not be fair. So I have to cross these off, and I have to trade them for 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1/10 equals 10 hundredths. I'm going to trade this one too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what I have to do is trade these for these. So I know I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 27. So I used to have 7 of these and 2 of these. Now I added 20 more, and now I have 27 of these. So my numbers help me double check to see if I'm right over here. So I have 27. Now, I could go by ones, but that might take forever. So I'm going to go by twos. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. All I did was go by groups of 2. So now, I don't know if I have 2s left, so I'm going to give each one 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So all I did was divvy out 1s. And it worked out perfectly because I have none left. So I look for one group. One group. What is inside that one group? Well, inside that group is 0. I don't have any flats. I don't have any rods. And I have 3 units. So if I have 27 cents and I have to divide it among 9 people, everybody's going to get 3 hundredths or 3 cents. All right, I'm going to flip my paper. Let's move on. Okay, so let's practice it on grids. Let's see what it would be like. So I have 24 cents. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline my first number. I did this before. Every other time I've done grids, that's my first step. So I'm going to outline my first number. 2 tenths and 4 rods. So what I have to do is I have to divvy these out. I have to divvy these out among 6 groups. But instead of drawing 6 pots and putting them in there, I'm going to use my numbers up through 6. So I'm going to give them to 6 people. So I'm going to assign each person a number. So if we were sitting around the classroom right now, I would assign maybe, let me pick a table. Amani would be a 1, Duncan would be a 2, Taylor would be a 3, Tyler would be a 4, Adam would be a 5, and then maybe I need Travis as a 6. So I would give everybody 1, but I'm giving them by numbers. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now, after I did that, remember I outlined my first number. This one I numbered. To find this, I count the 1s. I count the 1s. How many 1s do I have? Do I have any holes? Nope. Do I have any tenths that are labeled with a 1? No. But I do have some hundredths. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 hundredths that are labeled, that go to each person. Each 1 will get 4 hundredths, each 2 will get 4 hundredths, so that's my answer. Let's practice it again. I have some bigger numbers this time. So the candy bar at the gas station costs $1.20. That's how much it costs. John and his 2 friends. Oh, even before I move on. John and his 2 friends. That means 3 people. Want to split the cost of the candy bar equally. They're splitting the cost. How much will each friend have to chip in? So what do I start with? What's my total? $1.20. And I want to split it among 3 friends. So what do I do every time for the grids with my first number? I outline it. 1 whole and 2 tenths. One whole, 2 tenths. So I'm splitting this among 3 friends. So look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to write 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But can I give them wholes? Nope. So I'm going to give 1 to the first person. I'm going to write really long numbers. 2, 2 to the second person. 3 to the next person. I have to start back over. I'm going to give 1/10 to the first person. 2, 3. Please write neatly. 1 to the first person. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So let's look at what the 1s got. Remember, I'm going to count the 1s. So I don't have any holes, but they got a 10th. I'm counting the 1s. So each person got 1, 2, 3, 4 tenths. That totally makes sense because 4 times 3 is 12. So I could do it like this since my problem was written this way. How much is the cost? The cost is 40 cents. So you'd have to do 40 cents. All right, let's practice again. We're going to do one of each on this page. Miss Henry has 4 pots to plant her herb garden in. 4 pots. The bag of potting soil has this many pounds of soil. So what am I doing? Am I going to do 4 pots and divide that up by the pounds? No. My pounds are my total, and I'm going to divide it up into 4 parts. So I'm taking the pounds divided by 4. So for this one, I need to outline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I have a lot here. 5 holes. And now I have 32 hundredths. 30. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hundredths. 3 tenths. 2 hundredths. I'm going to rewrite my problem so you can see it in the camera here. Okay, now this looks like this is going to take forever because I have huge numbers. Let's start with holes. Can I divvy out my holes? This goes to the first person. Second person gets this one. Third person. I'm sorry, these aren't persons, these are pots. To the first pot, I'm going to give a pound of soil, another pound to the 4 people. Now I'm going to split this up among the 4 people. 1. Second person gets a tenth. What am I counting to this time? 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I can't give tenths anymore because I don't have 4 to give out. So now I have to switch to hundredths. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. It worked out. I got to 4. Now remember I have to count what the ones do. The ones get a hole. Ones. Looking for my ones. Every time I see a 1, I'm highlighting so that I can count it. So let's look. How many holes? They got 1 hole. How many tenths? 1, 2, 3 tenths. How many hundredths? 1, 2, 3. So this whole time I'm doing this method of divvying up. I'm giving 1 to each until I run out, until I get to the end. So each person's going to get 1 33 hundredths pounds of soil. Okay, let's go back to the pot method. Let's review one more. I have 81 hundredths and I'm dividing that into 3 groups. So I have to show 81 hundredths. Let's show 8 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's show 1 hundredth. I'm dividing it into 3. So I draw 1, 2, 3 pots. Okay, I'm going to go a little faster than ones. I'm going to give everybody 2 tenths. Okay, I only have 2 tenths left. I cannot split that. What do I need to do? I need to trade. 2 tenths are going to equal 20 hundredths. I start with 1, I'm adding 20 to it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I crossed off 2 tenths. I traded it for 20 hundredths. So I'm going to start handing out. I'm going to start giving 5 to each group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How did I know to pick 5? Because I know I have way more than 3 groups of 5, so I could start by giving them more. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now how many do I have left? So I've given away 15. So I should have 6 left. So I have 5, 6. Well, 6 split into 3 groups. Can anybody predict how many I should give each group? 2, 2, 2. So remember, I'm counting what I have in one group. One group I have no holes, 2/10. Sorry, my dog that's hurt his leg coming down on our stairs, quite loud up there. 5, 6, 7 hundredths. So 81 divided into 3 groups is 27 hundredths. Notice when I did this, when I had a decimal, I divided into groups. Everybody got parts. So my answer was decimals. Every time today, my answer got smaller and it had a decimal in it. This one was totally a decimal, less than 1. This one was a whole with some decimals because I was large enough to give everybody a flat. Okay,